The organisation started in 1996 with 8 young street boys who were being trained to play music. They were given some instruments by a German benefactor and formed themselves into a group to help other street children, orphans or children with HIV/AIDS to discover and develop hidden musical talent. Ronald's story is typical of many.
I was 4 years. My father died and my mother wanted money, so I started to go on streets. I started begging money every day. I sleep on streets. That my friends who were on streets, they started telling me that I started taking drugs, but I didn't have a choice to take those drugs. And for me, I decided to leave the street and I went to M-Lisada brass band. They started giving me some school fees. I started learning. My mother, even he got a job. I know how to conduct. I know how to use a stick. Now I can make people happy.
Now there are over 60 members who have been rescued from the streets. But their life is far from easy. They live in one small house in the Kelvina slum of Kampala. Sometimes 20 sleep in one room, with up to 3 sharing a mattress.
Sometimes when the rain comes, it wets our bedrooms.
Breakfast is a simple affair, but it sets them up for the day. Most of them are in primary or secondary education. Money for their school fees comes largely from the performances they give as a band. Some boys have a long way to walk to school. Others can get there in a few minutes. It is incredible what they have achieved in a few short years. Under a board of trustees, they have a steering committee that oversees the musical side. The members have been taught to read music, some having taken exams up to grade 6.
What we are trying to do is to prepare them on the basics of music as the first step. That's what we've done. But then, as I said, some have gone slightly beyond. And when we realized that, we put them on an international course of the Associated Board of the Royal Schools of Music Examinations.
I love my M-Lisada brass band because they have given me a chance to live a better life.
They have made a name for themselves in Kampala and other Ugandan towns. They play for public functions. they've performed in front of high-profile dignitaries and have been seen on Ugandan television. MTN, the country's foremost communications company, has adopted the brass band and helps fund tuition at the Kampala Music School.
Music has saved my life because I thought that I would grow up without knowing anything in music or to know how to write music, but now I can write music and I can read it. So I will teach the younger ones the skills which I've learned.
Today, the band is practicing with a primary school and kindergarten for a special ceremony.
Pretending,
The change in these young men is self-evident. Despite continuing poor conditions and shortage of funds, they have found a new purpose and dignity, as well as a personal faith that motivates them to reach out to others in need.
All of you who are watching this, I would like to ask you for your help so that we don't live on streets as I used to do.
I've been involved with these former street children for over 4 years now, and I've been amazed at their musical potential. We have 3 basic needs for them. Number 1, we need to get them decent musical instruments, even if they're second-hand. Secondly, they need to go to school, so we need some funding for that. And finally, we need a decent home where they can live well away from the slum.